You know, sometimes you gotta take it all the way back to your roots. You know, Philly, Virginia, Florida. It's my roots. You know, rapping really wasn't that easy for me, man. You know, it was my life that was hard. You know, when I was a youngin', always wanted to rock the Coliseum. You know, a lot of entertainers used to come there, man. You know, just to come back to my neighborhood. It wasn't about the fame, just to come back to my neighborhood and just be like, yo, you know, finally did that, we finally here, you know what I mean? You know, just somebody to represent the lifestyle, man. Represent the culture, you know? It was about. There was a lot of hip hop going on in my neighborhood, Lincoln Park, you know?
Virginia, what you know about it? Let's talk about it. And oh yeah, and oh yeah, it's no coincidence I was born on the 5th on the 5 prayers for this thing of ours. For my niggas I plead the 5th. Came up on shell.
Yo, what's up? This is Street Smart Sarge here, and I'm back with another Virginia's Gangster Files. Yeah, today's gangster is Antonio Simmons, a 9 Trey gangster gang leader. Yes, high-ranking gang member for the 9 Trey Gangsters, who was running through Norfolk, him and his goons, and they did a lot. They killed a lot of people, man. Hurt up a lot of families, you know. So they was a blood gang. So you know, I'm gonna get into this new one. I'm sure you're gonna like it. Got the gunplay, and you know, R.I.P. to the victims. Sorry for the family's loss. And let's get into the story. 9 Trey Gangsters. Let's go. The Street Smart. Antonio Simmons, aka Murdoch or Doc, was 41 years old. He led the 9 Trey Gangsters, a blood gang affiliated with the United Blood Nation. The 9 Trey Gangsters were based out of Norfolk and Portsmouth. Simmons and 5 other members and associates of the gang were charged for their role in a spree of extreme violence. December 2015, they were responsible for 5 people dead and 4 others shot during 7 separate shootings that crossed nearly every city in Southampton Roads. Nearly all victims in this case were unaffiliated with the 9 Trey Gangsters or any other gang. The victims were 2 mothers of young children and 1 grandmother who was murdered along with her boyfriend because gang members believed she was cooperating with the police in an investigation of another shooting carried out by a 9 Trey member just weeks before. These guys were lawless and reckless. Antonio Lee Simmons, aka Murdoch, aka Doc, 41, of Norfolk, Virginia, was charges of racketeering conspiracy, heroin distribution conspiracy, 2 counts of murder in the aid of racketeering, 4 counts of attempted murder in the aid of racketeering, 3 counts of assault with a dangerous weapon in aid of racketeering, 2 counts of use of a firearm resulting in death, 4 counts of use of a firearm during a crime of violence, various other firearms and drug offenses. He received life, plus 60 years in prison. The rest of his co-defendants, Anthony Foye, aka Ace, aka Bull, 27, of Portsmouth, Virginia, 4 counts of murder and aid of racketeering, life in prison. And Nathaniel Tyreek Mitchell, aka Savage, 26, of Portsmouth. His charges were racketeering, conspiracy, 4 counts of murder and aid of racketeering, 6 counts of attempted murder and aid of racketeering, 5 counts of assault with a dangerous weapon and aid of racketeering, 6 counts of use of a firearm during a crime of violence. He received 5 life sentences plus 50 years in prison. Malik Lassiter, aka Lico, 23, of Portsmouth, Virginia. His charges were racketeering, conspiracy, 3 counts of attempted murder and aid of racketeering, 2 counts of assault with a dangerous weapon and aid of racketeering, 3 counts of use of a firearm during a crime of violence. He received 35 years in prison. A.K. L.B. Avant Davis, a.k.a. L.B. 30, of Portsmouth, Virginia. His charges were racketeering, conspiracy, use of a firearm resulting in death, accessory after the fact to murder and aid of racketeering. He received 45 years in prison. Dante Breon, a.k.a. Dog Nuts, 37, of Norfolk, Virginia. His charges were accessory after the fact to an assault with a dangerous weapon and aid of racketeering, distribution and possession with intent to distribute heroin. He received 13 years in prison. Simmons was found guilty of 2 murders that occurred during attempted robberies he directed his men to commit. By the end of December, 2 of the gang primary shooters, Ace and Savage, were in a competition to see who could gain a reputation within the gang for the most shootings of people. To even up the numbers, Savage gunned down a woman walking home from her job at Norfolk International Airport 4 days before Christmas. The evidence at trial showed that Simmons bragged about the shooting carried out by Ace and Savage. In late 2015, Simmons ordered Ace and Savage, LB and Lico to murder high-ranking members of a rival Hampton Roads-based 9 Trey gangster line. When the men were unable to find the 2 other targets, they drove to the 3rd target. A woman opened up the door and said that the target wasn't there. They shot her 6 times, but she survived the shooting. When they fled, they shot at neighbors. The shooters shot at neighbors which were looking out of their windows. Ace and Savage was caught later the same night after robbing a gas station. Simmons, Savage, and Lico were convicted of all counts after a 7-week trial. Ace and LB pled guilty before trial. Dante Breon pled guilty in a separate charge. Well, this concludes our story for the day. Thank you for tapping in again and coming back to the channel. This is Street Smart Sarge on the #1 hip-hop media channel, straight out of Southeastern Virginia. Greedy Tycoon Media Group. Holla. And don't forget to tap the bell for all new content. And be sure to come back again for the next Virginia Gangster Files. Street Smarts.